There has been many directors to take on the mantle of creating the Batman on live screen, from Tim Burton to Christopher Nolan. But there is one director that has taken the Batman franchise, shoved it so far into a blender, blended it all up, ate that essence, took a shit on Batman. There is two movies he created. One does not exist, and two, Batman Forever. So the movie starts with the WB logo turning into the bat symbol. We then get random swooping text followed by close-ups and unnecessary close-ups on Batman, all leading up to the first corny joke of the movie.
Can I persuade you to take a sandwich with you, sir? I'll get drive-through.
We then meet the first villain of the movie, Two-Face, played by Tommy Lee Jones. I personally think that Tommy was trying to play off Jim and be more comedic than Jim, even though technically neither one of their characters was supposed to be comedic if you go by the comic. But if you go by this piece of shit movie, you understand. Well, we see that Two-Face has basically taken that security guard, locked him up in a safe, and is awaiting for the bats to save him. And now we meet this movie's love interest, because every Batman has to have a different love interest, Chase Meridian, and entering via crappy green screen, we get the hero of the movie.
The second bank of Gotham on the
Second anniversary of the day I captured him.
How could Two-Face resist?
What a surprise! Jokes about the number 2. We then get our first fight, which involves Two-Face's goons shooting at a door instead of waiting till Batman shows up. Batman then proceeds to kick all of their asses one by one. Can I get one of those things? Batman eventually beats up all the goons, and then he goes to save the guard. So let me guess.
It's a trap!
Next thing you're gonna tell me, he's gonna save someone's life with the fucking hearing aid. What the fuck kind of bullshit is that? Like, seriously, I understand you could hear better with a hearing aid, but I personally do not think you could actually do that. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think that's possible. Anyway, he saves the guard, puts the safe back, and then after Two-Face has his goon fly their helicopter into an eyeball, Two-Face believes that Batman is actually dead, which we all know would make this movie a lot shorter. So, no, he tricks them by disappearing and throwing his cape over the helicopter. Batman eventually takes down Two-Face's goons, he messes up the helicopter, and forces them to crash into the Statue of Liberty. What a way for a beginning to a movie. A really horrible CGI version of Gotham, and we then meet our second villain. I don't know if it's Jim Carrey acting or if it's just the way this character was written for this movie, but this character is like beyond creepy with his obsession of Bruce Wayne.
Partners in this, Bruce. Look at us. Two of a kind.
Dude, you need to get laid. We then get a scene where Chase Meridian has used a bat signal for her own personal sexual fantasies just so she could call Batman and try to seduce him. I swear, Batman goes through more girls than a freaking pimp. That is until Commissioner Gordon decides to join the party.
What's going on? Nothing.
Fuck you, you cockblock. Sorry, I gotta go do hero stuff. But I want your peanuts. Nope, sorry, bye-bye. We then go back to Wayne Tower, where Nigma has clearly been staying up all night to work on his project, when his boss Fred comes in and basically tells him to go home and not to come back. So what does Nigma do? Anything that a normal psychotic person would do. He knocks his boss out. When he wakes up, he's been put into this brain drain thing, and we get a spout a 3-minute rant from Jim Carrey about what the brain drain actually does.
Riddle me this, Fred.
Fuck yeah, he said the Riddler line. The scene ends with Nigma killing his boss. Now, don't you wish you could do that?
Surf's up, big kahuna!
Movie goes back to Bruce Wayne, but he's watching the Two-Face origin.
Kent's left brain damage transformed him into a violent criminal.
Even in the comic books, it was Falcone that threw the acid on him and not Maroni.
Yep, definitely suicide.
Bruce Wayne is then called back to Wayne Tower in order to figure out how Fred died, which he quickly concludes was not a suicide. He then gets the first Riddler riddle.
If you look at the numbers on...
After a pointless montage from the Riddler of putting the second riddle together, Bruce Wayne literally breaks down the door of Chase's house. I personally believe this scene was pointless because it was clear that Bruce Wayne already knew the answers to the riddles, but at the same time, it was clearly just a way for Bruce to get his bats inside of Chase's belfry.
Do you need one?
But this whole scene was Chase just trying to analyze and completely
You're not exactly
get
what
to
you said.
know the real Bruce Wayne. Thank you for that obvious conclusion. Bruce eventually asks her to go to the circus with her, so now we get to go and meet our next character of the movie, Dick Grayson.
Richard, the youngest, Flying Grayson.
Dick. His name means penis. After a complete and total failed hookup because Chase clearly loves Batman over Bruce, instead of Bruce just coming out and say, "Hey, I'm Batman, love both of us." Anyway, a successful death drop by Robin, Two-Face decides to take over. He plants bombs everywhere. He gets a giant bomb that's got 2 minutes to destroy. Yay, more 2 jokes. And the Graysons end up trying to save the day by climbing all the banisters, which of course ends up leading to most of their deaths. Well, that didn't take long for someone to become an orphan. Seeing as he has nowhere to go, Dick basically becomes adopted by Bruce, and they bond over bicycles. They try to get into each other's heads and stuff like that, getting to know each other, Dick being a dick. We then get the next scene, which of course is a flashback. Why? Because no Batman movie is complete without the flashback of how Bruce Wayne became Batman. While Bruce is grieving, Alfred helps Dick get settled in, and we get a bunch of cliche pre-hero lines. The movie then decides to completely waste our time by giving a completely pointless Two-Face ambush scene, where most of this scene was used in the trailer just to promote the movie. And after that completely pointless scene, we get a Riddler montage of him trying to figure out what he's gonna call himself. So then the Riddler decides to show up at Two-Face's place, tell him of his plan, which is to take a box and put it on every television in Gotham, and Two-Face goes for it.
Here's a good one.
No. There is a good one.
We then go back to Bruce Wayne, who has gotten the third riddle from Nigma that revolves around chess pods. And then we get a small TV-like rendition of how many people have really bought the box. And back at Wayne Manor, Dick Grayson finds the Batcave. I swear that Batcave is easier to find than a porno at a sperm bank. We once again go back to Bruce and Chase talking about their inner selves.
What crime could he have committed?
I can't be jealous of Batman.
'Cause I'm Batman. And thankfully that boring scene ends with Bruce getting interrupted by Alfred saying that Dick has stolen the Batmobile.
That's not Batman.
Dick then poses as Batman, clearly failing in the process, and eventually saves a girl for a bunch of clown-like thugs that try too hard to look like a cross between a skull and a Joker.
Doesn't Batman ever kiss the girl?
Actually, yes he does. All the time. He can't keep one, but he gets the girl. The real Batman eventually shows up and basically saves the day while Dick continuously tries to beat the crap out of him. They go back to the Batcave and they get into a argument about whether or not Dick can be Batman's partner.
But your pain doesn't die with Harvey.
If we're the same, Bruce, help me. All right, train me. Let me be your partner.
No. I can't.
Actually, all comics would beg to differ with that one. Deciding to go to the Enigma Tech Ball, Bruce Wayne runs into Enigma. Enigma then proceeds to copy exactly everything that Bruce is doing, eventually steals Bruce's memory with the box, and the thing is eventually crashed by Two-Face.
Your entrance was good. His was better.
Eventually, the fight leads them into like this sort of underground gas area, where again Two-Face tries to kill the Bat and almost succeeds if it isn't for one thing. Robin! Bruce and Dick once again have another argument over Dick wanting to help and taking down Two-Face. But again, Batman only works alone, even though every comic says otherwise. Another meeting with Chase ends up with Chase admitting that she no longer has feelings for Batman, but only has feelings for Bruce Wayne. So score 1 for relationship flip-flopping. The winner of the world's creepiest smile goes to... Back at Two-Face headquarters, Batman's identity is found out. I swear, Batman's identity is harder to keep than a disease from a prostitute. Back in Wayne Manor, Batman has decided to give up being Batman, and we are given more flashbacks during a dinner with Chase. Eventually, the villains break into the manor. They knock out Alfred, they blow up the Batcave, and they shoot Bruce in the process, kidnapping Chase Meridi. When Bruce comes to, he solves all the riddles, decides that Batman has to come back out of that short vacation, and as he decides to leave, Dick and him finally decide to become partners. It's so wonderful. They're finally partners. As the dynamic duo race to save the day, Two-Face and Riddler decide to turn their area into a giant battleship area. Eventually, Robin's Batboat gets targeted by one of the mines in the sea and explodes. That's kind of pathetic that Robin already needs saving.
Holy rusted metal, Batman! Huh?
Really? You gotta pull a 1960s Batman joke? You just couldn't wait to do that, could you? You just had to do that, didn't you, Joel? Didn't you? Didn't you? Didn't you? As Riddler's Island basically separates the dynamic duo, Batman goes into one room and nearly escapes death by outsmarting the building, and Robin goes head-to-head with Two-Face, saving his life only because he's the good guy and he can't let a bad guy die. Get to the climax of this movie. It involves the Riddler setting up Chase and Robin in two separate tubes that all lead down to death. Batman only has time to save one, so what does Batman do? He tells a good riddle that involves himself. He takes out the lighting system as well as the box. Now, there's one thing I do want to mention, and that's personally, my thought is that this specific type of situation, villain-wise, would not be something that the Riddler would do. In my personal opinion, it's more something that Two-Face would do, having to do one or more choices and only being able to do one. Now, of course, it's Batman, so he's going to be able to do two. Eventually, Two-Face has to be taken down, so of course he shows up at the nick of time while the heroes are celebrating or whatever, and gets tricked by Batman throwing coins in the air. So ironically, the end of the movie ends with them going to Arkham Asylum, and we get a glimpse of what sanity Edward Nygma really does have left. And we end the movie with yet another conversation between Chase and Bruce. A cliche end of movie kiss, as well as Batman and Robin running towards the screen and everything going black. There you have it. Batman Forever. I personally think that they could have made this movie a lot better if they did not go for a child's point of view movie. They made it too campy, and I personally feel that they should have kept going with Tim Burton's dark feel, maybe lighten it up a little bit, but no, they had to go to the complete and total opposite of what Tim Burton had created and turn it into something that my kid wouldn't even watch while I sat and watched the movie review. That's sad. I'm your superhero critic. I stay super, so you stay. Hello, I'm your superhero critic. Batman and Robin. Batman and motherfucking Robin. Joel Schmaucher can eat a motherfucking dick. Why? Because he took something that was good, added Arnold Schwarzenegger, and made it horrible. No! Do I have to honestly sit through this movie? I don't want to. Nope, 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 you can't make me. You can't make me. You can't make me. You can't make me. Stop it! You can't make me do this movie. Ah! My ass! Thank
Oh yes. Hold on to this. Greetings, and welcome back to the Superhero Critics Show. Oh, today he has been fitted with my version of, well, home monitoring. If he goes away from me in an excess of 100 yards, it explodes. Which is why he has to stay right here and watch the film. I got... Oh. The hell? Ah!
Where the fuck did you come from? And what the hell is this?
If you go away and
what the fuck am I wearing?
If you try
the
to
hell?
run, you will be blown up.
What's with the 60s Batman mask?
It's a little nostalgia.
Why are you here?
To force you to watch Batman and Robin.
Why does everybody want me to watch that movie?
I just think it would be fun.
Fine. I will watch Batman and Robin. But you're watching it with me.
Fine. Bring the snacks.
This is Batman and Robin. We begin with close-ups on the dynamic duo. Really? Why, Schmaucher? Why with the fucking goddamn bat nipples? What do you have in your hand? Just why bat nipples?
Bang!
Ah! Why? Fucking asshole! Stop it! Finish the movie!
Oh, and I see that my frosty friend, Mr. Freeze, has taken Gotham Museum by storm. Ice storm, that is. And we get our first corny pun of the film. Oh, save me so much pain.
The Iceman cometh.
And the superhero critic goeth.
Hey! Remember boom or boom?
Either way, the puns in this movie are not funny. This whole movie is just unpunny.
Hold this. And of course that.
Son of a motherfucker! I hate you.
Do a pin.
I hate you. The dynamic duo show up to save the day. Mr. Freeze sends his goons to fight them, and then we start a goddamn hockey game over the damn diamond. Okay, who actually thought that this scene, if you could even call it a scene, would be cool or funny or whatever? It's just what are you doing? Will you want me to do this damn review? Let me do it.
Do you want me to be your dentist or not?
No, I would not trust you with my teeth. Ah! Stop it! Either way, I'm only 10 minutes into this movie and I already feel insulted. What are you doing?
I lost the pen in the couch.
Are you fucking serious?
Oh, and now we see that Mr. Freeze has brought out a rocket. A great big rocket to escape the bat. Always trying to upstage me. Why? Why must he do this? I'll tell you why. It's so the bat and his bird-brained friend can escape. Just to use the doors as surfboards. The problem is that they haven't brought their parachutes. Hopefully we see them splat.
Now I expect this movie to start stealing lines from the Ninja Turtles. Motherfucker!
It's okay. They always say in anger management, breathe in and breathe out.
You would know. The duo follow Freeze into what looks like a sewer system that has been covered in ice. Robin quickly gets frozen and Freeze makes his escape as the Batman thaws the Robin Sokol out.
Do we get it?
Skipping ahead to now what we have is what looks to be the rainforest or Pamela Isley. Oh, I hope that she gets a big surprise from what her boss is cooking up. Ah, yes, there he is, Bane. He seems a little watered down in the brain, of course. Hopefully that will all change.
I'm afraid you'll have to die.
We jump to Bruce and Dick telling the audience the story behind how Freeze became Freeze, as we see Alfred looking sick to himself. The duo argue over Robin's failure.
This is preposterous!
What is?
To think Bruce Wayne. Daddy issue Wayne, of course! Why would he be the Bat?
Why are you hitting me with a Pikachu?
Why would he be the Bat, huh?
Why would he? It's obvious. You didn't know?
Nobody knows.
He really didn't know.
Note to self. Contact Bruce Wayne. Bang! See, just seeing her, I would love to kiss her, but now knowing what I know now, I don't think I'd have the, taste for her.
I'm poison.
At Freeze's hideout, we see Freeze mourning over his wife, and him and his main minion discuss the next plan. We jump to Wayne Manor, where there's a surprise guest who shows up at the door.
Uncle Alfred. Uncle Alfred.
Okay, one thing that bugs me off the bat, first off, Batgirl and Barbara is not Alfred's niece. Why did you take the time to switch the backstory of a main character such as Batgirl?
Damn it, I jumped! I swear!
What are you even playing?
BatMan Return of the Joker.
It's not even plugged in! But, since I've mentioned that, did you know, since you made it obvious you didn't know Bruce Wayne was Batman, did you know that Barbara Gordon is Batgirl?
Note to self. Shoot her in the back. And now we're off to Gotham Observatory, where Mr. Wayne, note to self, destroy all greeneries.
Now let's go to the Wayne charity auction that gets interrupted by dancing monkeys.
Wow, they're betting on Ivy. They're trying to buy her affections. Too bad. Most of these men would need a pill just to satisfy her.
7 million.
Zap,
Are you fucking kidding me?
Zap, zap.
A fucking credit card? I understand that Bruce Wayne has money. We get the point. But a fucking critic card. What are you doing?
The Flash is born. Zap, zap, zap.
See what y'all make me do?
Silence!
Ow, my face! Freeze breaks up the party as he goes for the diamond that was a trap set up by the Caped Crusaders. Ivy tries her pheromone dust on Freeze, but his body is immune and he gets away with the diamond. The chase is on as the dynamic duo follow Freeze and they make it to the bridge. Batman tries to take it upon himself to shut down Robin's bike, and the Bat saves the day.
What fun, they're falling apart. Keep your head above water.
With you, it's hard. Ow, my eye!
Oh, let's continue watching. Oh, look, the pin! Nope.
Down.
Oops.
Stop dropping it!
Oh, and now we're at Home Sweet Home, where we learn that Iceman can't stay out of his little cold light. Oh, without his suit, he's nothing but a brainiac. Oh no, and now Ivy's taking over a gang's hideout? This is unheard of. I mean, to think. Taking over somebody else's hideout and their gang members. Who would do such a thing?
While the duo pine over figuring out who Ivy is, Dick catches Barbara in the act of sneaking out, and we follow them to a motorcycle race that eventually turns bad, and Dick ends up saving Barb's life.
So this is where you hang out.
Wow.
How long have you been racing?
Oh, and now we see young penis boy and his girlfriend arguing over what she's gonna do later on, and poor old Alfred dying. It's almost unbearable. Does anybody else want a pizza? And back to the asylum we go. Oh, I always love these parts. What's this? No one ever breaks me out of jail. I have to do it all myself.
Come on. I hope Mr. Bane can swim.
While investigating Mr. Freeze's hideout, the villains and heroes go head-to-head, and Ivy once again tries to seduce Robin, leading into a fight between Bat and Bird.
Could you? I'm going solo.
And what a surprise!
Flashback!
Batman throwing someone into
Flashback!
vat of green goo.
I know about this! That's happened to me.
Clearly, he...
Don't think that was easy to get over.
Obviously, I kind of can tell by your face.
La la la.
Ah! What the fuck?
What? You'll live.
Hopefully.
Oh, what's this? Ivy pulls the plug on Mrs. Freeze. That's even a little cold for me.
See, that is exactly why yours truly over here more than likely likes to work solo. Think about it. Mr. Freeze wants to freeze the entire planet. Poison Ivy wants to reinvent the planet with nothing but plants. Their goals kind of don't match together.
What's life without a little chaos? Have a tie.
Why? Why?
Well, you're holding everything up.
Ivy and Bane gain access to the bat signal after she seduces the commissioner and they decide to break it. Barbara is seen trying to gain access into the disc that Alfred gave her and eventually cracks the code and learns their big secret.
And argue here and argue there. All they can do is argue, bigger back and forth. This is why I don't like that little bird brain. Oh, and now we got more Mr. Freeze who gives more ice-related puns. Note to self, find director. Show him how to make a good punchline.
Barbara then finds the Batcave and Alfred gives her a suit.
Suit me up, Uncle Alfred.
My thing is Schmaucher. If you're going to put bat nipples on the suits, why not bat girls?
Sexist pig!
Ow! Y'all are lucky I'm almost done with this movie.
If he only had a brain.
Robin makes his way into Ivy's hideout and tricks her into kissing him, which she does not approve of.
I hate to disappoint you, but rubber lips are immune to your charms.
The dynamic dunderheads tied up and ensnared. Only one person can save the day. Oh. Somebody please kill me.
You're about to become compost.
As the girls go head-to-head in a quick fight that barely lasts 5 minutes, Poison Ivy eventually meets her demise.
Curses!
Oh, now after freezes the city, we see that our heroic trio is making their way back into the observatory with Freeze nowhere to be seen. So they start trying to figure out how, while at the same time finishing each other's sentences. This is so freaking annoying. I hate when Holly does this.
It's morning in the Congo,
If we could relay the sunlight.
from the other side of the equator.
It'll take the satellites about a minute to realize.
How do they know? How do they know what? Okay, stop it! I get it! How do they know what each other are gonna say? Freeze makes his appearance and they start to tear the observatory up, with Bane fighting Batgirl and Robin until they pull the plug on Bane's venom.
Now with the clock ticking down to the Bat's failure, he obviously does what he does best and saves the day after he punches out the freaking popsicle.
But like all villains, Freeze has a final trick up his sleeve, as he sets off the bombs that he set around the observatory.
Note to self. Pay Bruce Wayne a visit.
And final fuckingly, the movie ends with Freeze learning that Ivy was the one who killed his wife. The Bat convinces Freeze to give him samples of the serum. The duo becomes a permanent trio, and we end with the trio running towards the screen in slow motion. There you go, viewers, subscribers, anything else you want to call yourselves. I still had to fucking hold this damn thing. I did Batman and Robin. This year's Batman is done.
You still have Underdog, Phineas and Ferb's Mission to Marvel, Bolt, both Inspector Gadgets, and Super Buddies.
Why am I doing shitty Disney superhero movies?
Oh, and don't forget, you also have this one over here. Let's see. Elektra.
No!
I'm going to...
Ah! What the hell?
I'm going to Disney World.
You're telling me that the whole fucking video I didn't...
Have fun.
They weren't bombs! Ah!
Joke's on you.
I'm the superhero critic. I stay super as long as you stay on.